This episode of Hak5 is brought to you by Netflix, GoDaddy, and my little exorcist with pretty pink hair.
Hey, Kirby.
Hey, Kirby.
What's up, Kirby? Seriously, that is the last time I fly American Airlines.
Oh, I know. That was horrible.
Hey, evil server, how was your Christmas?
What?
Welcome home, guys. All redecorated.
Hello and welcome to Hak5. I hope your Christmas and New Year's was excellent. I am Darren Kitchen.
I'm Matt Lestock.
Shannon Morse.
And we are joined by the infamous Dave Randolph. You may know him as the tech extraordinaire behind shows such as System or maybe the Rev 3 Studio.
Yeah, if you've ever checked out the Revision 3 website, they have like tours of their studio, and it's just like awesome goodness.
And the most amazing Revision 3 Gazette ever.
Yeah, and he did it all.
Yeah, way later than us.
Much.
What's going on, Dave?
Oh, you know me, just hanging in there. I've been, since leaving Rev 3, I've been doing kind of the same thing, just on a much more accelerated scale.
What do you mean by that accelerated scale? I mean, come on, that's got to be pretty hardcore to put together a set for or a studio for like what, $500,000, $250,000?
Yeah, it was about $500,000 for that studio there, and
Wow.
lately I've been doing a lot of, you know, $1, $2, $5, $10 million deals up here in San Francisco. And the good thing is I now have kind of a team of people to help me out with it. I got sales guys that actually generate everything. I've got installers, so it's not just me sitting there making cables, or me and a couple of interns making cables.
You're not sitting there with strippers all day long? I mean,
oh, no.
Cable strippers, copper. The
Copper.
strippers.
Yeah,
The
of course,
strippers,
you know,
yeah.
strippers. Well, Dave,
Yeah.
he's the big man. He can have strippers now.
There you go. Well, welcome to the $10,000 set.
Yay.
If that.
Yeah. Set and back area
There
that
you
you
go.
cannot see.
Yeah.
But
set.
$1 million to $5 million sets, I cannot imagine, or studios, I cannot imagine. I mean, is it? Are you doing stuff for like
TV networks?
local TV networks who are going HD, or what? I mean, can you give us kind of an example of what a typical $3 million studio would go in? What would go into that?
Well, a typical $3 million studio usually requires maybe 10, 15 edit bays, nice large control room, full uncompressed HD, clips, side-by-side video, effects boxes, CG, everything like that, custom furniture, start to finish, large studio, giant, lighting grids,
Oh, so we're
things along
talking.
those lines.
We're not talking just video. We're talking like the lighting, the audio, the set construction, like the whole shebang.
Yes, a lot of them, literally I walk in there with a hard hat and they say, we want to build a studio here, and can you tell us where to put the shovel?
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, Dave, we want to put a studio in the back. I can tell you where to put the shovel.
Oh, that's great, man.
But wow, yeah, that's incredible.
So you've been keeping up with the whole IPTV scene?
Been keeping up with a few of them, the shows that I really like, like Hak5.
Oh, gee.
you know.
It's required of all guests.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
You're not going to
Of
go
course.
on and diss your
You
show that's
actually-
interviewing you.
you were
Because
actually-
after we hang up, all bets are off, baby.
No, you were actually telling us right before we started recording about the whole the Techzilla set, which I must say looks quite beautiful. As someone that has had quite the same deadline as you.
I'm just saying Lowe's has the exact same product SKU in every city in this country.
Bricks are nice, man.
They work.
We need to get plaster.
Well, I mean, we were trying. Maybe Dave could help us find. We were thinking about
Or-
dilithium crystals, or everybody makes brick, as in the standard like red brick.
Yeah.
I want cinder block brick, but
Cinder block
faux
like-
cinder block.
Like foam?
No, faux, like
Oh,
F-A-U-X.
like,
Yeah.
What, like the screensavers when it was on ZDTV?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, you can do that with plaster, maybe.
Darren, I'm not.
Yeah, I know.
Metal and plastic. Plaster, not so much. I don't do plaster.
Well, we'll just have to find someone else.
Dave.
Dave.
You know, I mean, there's tons of theater shops out there that generate that stuff. But the other thing you could do is the cheap way would be to go out and get yourself large sheets of plastic and then heat gun it over one cinder block.
Oh.
Whoa.
Well, like with a hair dryer?
No, with a heat gun, like a shrink tubing heat gun.
Ah. Well, see, when I do shrink tubing, I just use a cigarette lighter.
Go out and buy a real heat gun.
Okay.
You know, and then you can actually kind of heat gun it, and it'd be like vacuum plastic forming, and you can kind of make your pattern.
Oh, right, because once you do
Speaking
that,
of-
it's just like filling the plastic beads and whatnot.
My
Like, we could-
mind has been blown.
I have some
Come on,
shrink
that's not-
wrap at work, and I could use the machine if I wanted to.
Really?
Awesome.
All right, well, maybe we can get some
Must
cinder blocks
do.
up in here. Yeah. Only something to shield us from that thing.
Yeah, that's
The warp drive.
Yeah.
scary. But yeah. So what? I mean,
So what have you? What's been your like biggest installation? I mean, I know you can't give us specifics on the names and whatnot, but you want to give me an idea of the scope?
What's the craziest thing you've gotten to play with in the last since leaving Rev 3?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, on a weekly basis, I get a bunch of like $100,000-$200,000 cameras that come through the office for me to play with.
You have to send them back?
Which are all,
Because I can give you our PO box.
you know, I always have fun with those. Panasonic Vericam had a couple red cameras come across my table. But a lot of it's been moving 3D studios. That's been a big part of it up here. Every 3D company in town wants to move their production facilities to another building. So they'll contract us to come in and kind of move their operations in the middle of the night.
In the middle of the night.
Just yeah.
Yeah, you know, you unplug the thing, you re-switch the DNS, you route and robin, and there you go, right? Isn't that how it works?
Exact. Can you move 400 people over a weekend? Sure, no problem.
Whatever you want, good sir. Just write the check.
Anyone in IT knows what it's about on the weekend transition.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
The weekend transition starts at Friday, 5 p.m.
Yeah, weekend transition starts on the first Monday of that week with an email,
Yeah.
another email reminder on Friday, and then an apology email on Monday.
Yep. Because everything's still down, and
Yeah.
everybody's pissed off and emailing IT.
Maybe they can get SMTP. Anyway, rock on, dude. So that's pretty hardcore. I mean, like live to disc, everything. It's all HD for the win, right?
All HD for the win. A lot of them are doing 4K files for theatrical releases, stuff like that.
Wow.
So I've been playing with one company that builds a box, still under kind of NDA for their name, but they build it for 3D movies to do real-time dailies of their animations.
So what do you mean by a 4K?
Well, he's talking about 4 megapixels, basically. Right? I'm assuming.
Right, 4 megapixel.
Which is like twice HD.
Twice HD, and it's basically kind of a cinematic preview resolution. And the 3D guys will render it out, but they want to look at it in real time to see how it plays back. So
Can you
they all go
play
sit in a giant
4K?
theater and play it.
Apparently he can.
Yeah, you can play 4K in real time because I'm having problems with AVC HD. Maybe I just need a quad core. Never mind.
Well, a 4K type of solution, most of them usually have attached a giant SAS attached to, or SAN attached to them.
Yeah.
Usually like 40 platters spinning up, and it's pretty intense.
Yeah, I can't even imagine the kind of disk array it would take to. I mean, you're talking 444, 4K. It's got. I mean, what are we talking about? How many hundreds of hard drives per minute?
Well, we're talking, the smallest solutions have 24 drives attached to them. The average one, or one I just recently did, had, I think, 6 of those 24 drive chassis
Wow.
attached to it, which was nice.
Yeah.
So,
And it was just temporary storage.
so yeah, that's the cache. So you're not using off-the-shelf stuff here, or are you?
Well, it's off-the-shelf hard drives attached to proprietary controllers and video playback solutions, things like that.
Cool. So what are you looking forward to the most at NAB?
What I'm looking forward to the most is I want to see Red's new cameras coming out, which I'm really excited about. There's quite a few software solutions for asset management, which has been the biggest problem in the industry.
Really?
Right, because Avid just loves to talk to Final Cut.
Oh, absolutely. Well, no, not only that, but nobody wants to work with After Effects and 3D Studio. Nobody can track all those different things that are used in those shows.
Thought they were all using XML. Maybe not. Anyway.
Darren, why don't you go ahead and write that spec? I'm sure everybody will adopt it.
Sure. Let me just put that to my laundry list. Oh my God. Anyway, we all need to give a hand to Dave Randolph because he's the one that let us know, hey, you can hack together an HD solution instead of spending, what, 13 grand for a Edirol without even a HD VTR?
Mm-hmm.
The sad thing is we've got Dave on the show, and we're still releasing an SD.
Well, that's because we can't come to some agreement on a file format that we send to them, whether it's an AVI.
Hey Dave, how about you call Rev 3, start cracking some heads? I like that idea.
Yeah, listen, we will most likely be HD for CES. Tune in for that next week. For your daily episodes of Hak5, you'll be getting tech knowledge for the showroom floor with all sorts of gadgets, gizmos, and all sorts of fun stuff.
We're going to be special guesting on Techzilla as well.
And we will probably have quite a few fun adventures with a pineapple and lots of open Wi-Fi from vendors.
But we promise not to get kicked out.
No, because TV Begone people were dumb.
So yeah.
We should probably move on to the B block.
Probably.
All right. Dave, thank you so much for joining us, right?
Yes, thank you.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Hey, anytime, man. Just let us know.
And trust us, we'll be calling you soon for stuff.
Right, with the SMTPE.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right, Dave. Thanks a lot, man.
All right, we're going to
Have a
take a
good
quick break, and when we get back, I will be talking to you guys about how to crack MD5 hashes with your graphics card. Stay tuned. Hey guys, I was recently reading some interesting stuff coming out of some researchers from Switzerland, and basically what they were able to do was get a SSL certificate from Rapid SSL, which is like a VeriSign company, and since it was done with MD5 as the hash, they were able to, with like 200 PS3s and a bunch of collisions, come up with a certificate authority certificate with the same exact MD5 hash, and that basically let them be able to, I don't know, create SSL certificates for just about any domain that they could possibly want, take over the internet, and oh my God, the sky is falling. So I thought, what better way to bring us into talking about MD5 hashes, and in particular, the new advances in it, that being brute forcing with our graphics cards. So in order to make this a little bit more fun, I decided I may get some ingredients over here, bring you guys to the kitchen, and we'll make a cocktail for snubs. How's that sound? So let's get down into the theory. All right, so the theory of the cocktail is pretty simple. Basically, we take all these ingredients, we mix them up, we drink it, we feel pretty toasty. The theory behind the MD5 cracking, pretty much the same, to be honest with you guys. We've been talking about password cracking here, and I'll just quickly go over those. You know, say like we're at Matt's computer. We could guess his password. You know, we could enter in ponies or enter in unicorns, and then we'd get in. Or we could use a dictionary attack. We could grab a Oxford English Dictionary or a text file equivalent and just keep trying. Or we could use a brute force attack, which I'm going to be talking about here. So in a brute force attack, let's imagine we've got an 8-character password, right? And we're just going to try A. And then we're going to try 2 A's. And we're going to try 8 A's. And then we're going to increment it. We got an A and then a B. You know, it's like, and we're going to try every possibility in between. And that's just lowercase letters. I mean, imagine you get like capitals, you get numbers, you get symbols. So as you might imagine, it can get I don't know, a little time consuming. So that's where the cool part about the GPUs come in. And then there's also pre-computed, and I believe Snubs is going to be talking about that a little later. And that is to say we're doing the same thing as the brute force attack, except we're writing it down for future reference so that next time we want to do the same kind of attack, we don't have to sit there and figure out all of those different possibilities. We can just kind of look them up in a beautiful table with the plain text and the hash equivalent. Hope that makes sense. So how does this password hashing work? Well, let's say on Matt's computer here, we're just going to use MD5 as an example. Let's say his computer stores his password in an MD5 hash. Then when I go to log in, what I'm actually sending it is the MD5 hashed equivalent of my plaintext password, so that I'm not actually transmitting my plaintext password in the clear and whatnot over the wires. And then it just compares those hashes and makes sure that they look the same. And if two hashes are identical, they should be the same exact plaintext, right? So go ahead and let Matt in. Way cool. How do we obtain that password? Well, in some like SQL systems, we can actually just go ahead and pull that, and then that's like a whole nother story. But we can totally just pull the MD5 hash out of a lot of SQL databases. Wahoo! Or we could just sniff them out of the traffic. And we've talked about packet sniffing. We could put together some filters to look for that kind of stuff. But that basically, all of this is leading you to be able to do your password cracking offline. So let's say our online cracking is actually us like either on a website or say like in front of Matt's computer, and we're sitting there actually going through with a brute force attack. And I don't know, maybe the systems administrator, some group policies have actually set some, I don't know, policies that make sense where after 3 failed attempts, it locks us out for a set amount of time. And that can be a real pain in the ass. So then, you've taken something that's already going to take forever, and then now it's not possible. It's not feasible whatsoever. But offline cracking, once we've got that hash, we can do all of our password cracking against that hash to see if we can come up with another plaintext equivalent that has the same exact value of the hash. And let me just get into a little bit about MD5 and then CUDA, the architecture, the API that we're going to be using. So MD5 hash algorithm designed like 1991 to supersede MD4. Then just kind of found like to be a little insecure back in 96, and then as of 2004, and then last year, well, let's just say I hope nobody's using MD5. And the problem is with collisions, and that is to say, now, and this is a whole other thing, we can do a whole theory on collisions, and it would be kind of fun to do some illustrations with some cars. If we could get some rental cars with full insurance. And that is to say, if I've got two inputs that have the same output. So if I've got this and it goes through the hash function and it creates this hash, and then I've got something else that goes through that and creates the same one. So anyway, that's the theory behind it. I'm going to have links to things that explain it a lot better than I could in a little 5-minute segment, but just wanted to let you guys know what that is. As for the API that we're actually going to be using to get our little password crack on here with our graphics card, this is going to require Nvidia graphics cards, and it uses a new API called CUDA. It's new as to the 8 series Nvidia graphics cards, and it's basically going to allow us to use the GPU to do massively parallel operations, and that's beautiful for what the kinds of math that we're going to be trying to do here. So while our CPU is general purpose and nice and dandy, we can be using the power of our GPU to be doing some interesting stuff now, just with like a modified version of C. So let's go take a look at our ingredients. On the cocktail side of things, we're pretty much just going to be using gin, a little bit of triple sec, some rum, and a giant thing of vodka. We're also going to need pineapple juice, orange juice, and cranberry juice, plus a splash of Evil Server brand grenadine. That should be fun. As for actually getting our MD5 cracking on, we are going to need to first come up with an MD5 hash, and if you take a look at this PHP, it's really simple. You can use just about any other MD5, like on Windows, MD5 sum is a great executable for it. There's a similar one for Unix systems, but basically we're going to take something simple like blah, and we're going to create an MD5 hash out of it, and then we're going to take that over here, and then we're going to use the BarsWF MD5 brute forcer. And this is the application that is not only going to use all of the cores of our GPUs, and then this is beautiful if you've got like an SLI system with like 4 Nvidia 280 graphics cards, but it's also going to use our CPU. So if you've got a quad core system plus that, I've seen upwards of like 4 billion hash tries per second. I know, right? So we're going to go ahead and fire this up and start trying to crack this. And here's what we get. What it's actually doing here is taking the key here, and this is the plaintext equivalent, and it's coming up with what that hash would equal. And then it's comparing it to the hash I gave it and saying, is this it? And if it's not, it's going to do it again. Well, it's using all of these graphics cards, all of these CPU cores, and as you can see, it's going really freaking fast. It's a pretty easy program to use. It's available in Windows. We just specify the hash, specify our character set, whether it's capitals, lowercase, numbers, symbols. There is actually a Linux alternative, so if you want to get on in your NICs, there's even a one that uses your Nvidia graphics cards here to do NTLM hashes. So I'll have links to that in the show notes because that could be a lot of fun. As for putting together the cocktail, it's pretty simple. We just take our Take our gin, a little bit of rum. That's triple sec, not rum. Take our rum. And this was accidentally a little bit too much vodka, but that's okay. And our little Hak5 shot glasses, and then a little bit of pineapple juice, some orange juice. Try not to spill on my laptop here. And some cranberry juice. Right. And then just like we did with our GPUs, we're just going to shake it up real quick. We're going to give it a dash of grenadine. And I'm going to put a happy little straw in there. And there we go. Yeah, you really don't want to hack hungry. So, anyway, if you guys have any questions about MD5 cracking with the graphics cards, you got some suggestions for other hacks that you would like to see, let me know. Also, I'm open to your cocktail suggestions, and I hope to be doing some more hacking in the kitchen, so stay tuned next time. Also, a little bit of a takeaway here. What do we do with all this? We've got these insecure MD5 hashes, and the key to all of this is what we need to consider passphrases or very long passwords, and that's just going to buy you time, really. And the real key to this is salt. So tune in next time when we do margaritas and password salting or hash salting. Anyway, we're going to have some salt. It's going to be fun.
Kirby, yeah, guess what? We're going to be playing Quake 3 on Saturday, January 10th. Are you going to join me? We're going to play on q3.hak5.org. Are you going to play some games with me? You going to own it up? You going to purr a little bit? Yeah, I bet if Kirby played games, she would be awesome at it. Anyway, yeah, so we're playing Quake 3, q3.hak5.org, and I'd really like to thank our sponsors, Netflix. With Netflix, you can rent over 90,000 titles online, including lots of Blu-ray titles, with free shipping both ways to your home. They now have over 40 shipping centers, so almost all deliveries happen in just one business day. Netflix plans start at $4.99, and as a new member, you can get a no-risk 2-week free trial membership. Check it out at www.netflix.com/hak5, and please don't forget the www. And next up, Kirby and I are gonna take a break. So, a couple of weekends ago, I had to help my sister with a little problem. One of her friends decided to change the Windows password on her login screen on her own computer. Therefore, she wasn't able to log on to her nice, expensive computer. So I found this nifty little tool, which was perfect for the job, called USB Ophcrack. It's basically for your IT ninjas who have very forgetful users, or, well, your little sister who has a dumb friend. It's this free, pre-computed password recovery tool, or password cracker, depending on how you look at it. It's only good for Windows XP and Vista, and as I said, it's pre-computed, so like Darren said during his segment, that basically means that these rainbow tables are already installed with all of their hashes, and all USB Ophcrack is going to do is run through this table real quick and try to figure out what this plain text is for this password. It's not going to have to go through and create every hash every single time. So these rainbow tables, those are basically just 2 columns in this really, really long table with hashes on one side and plain text on the other. It's going to take this hash and turn it into this plain text so you can read it with your human eye and not have it all garbled and messed up like it is for Windows hashes. On Hak5, we actually have one on the wiki. It's a really, really big rainbow table, and it could probably find out a lot of the special characters that you wouldn't get with a smaller one like the one that's included on USB Ophcrack. You only need 3 things for this to run. First of all, you need your Windows computer, obviously. You also need a nice little 1 gig USB flash drive. This one's 8 gigs. God, that could fit a huge rainbow table. Oh yeah, and you need USB Ophcrack.exe. The first thing you might have to do is format your flash drive. I'm not going to show you how to do that today, but there are really easy steps on the webpage where I got this tool from. The second thing you're going to need to do is download the exe onto your PC, and you're going to open the .bat file from there and follow the really easy on-screen instructions. And trust me, they are simple. I was able to do it myself. The installation onto your flash drive, it'll only take a couple of minutes, so just chill out, relax. And while you're waiting, once it's done, you're going to reboot your PC and open the BIOS screen so you can change your boot up from Windows to your USB flash drive. Or if you have a nice little ePC like I have here, all you do is hit escape, choose flash drive, and you're good to go. And as soon as the rainbow tables start up in the background, and there you go, it already found the first 2 user passwords. It might take a couple more minutes to find the last 2 user passwords because those ones are a little bit longer. So as you can see, it's fast, it's reliable, it's a customizable tool for anybody who needs to use it. You can change around the rainbow tables to however big or however small you might need. It's good for your IT ninjas with those very forgetful users again. And, well, my little sister. I saved the day. It was a good day. You can find this on pendrivelinux.com, and I'll also have a link and a nice little explanation in my show notes. Thanks for watching.
All right, guys, so that just about wraps up this week's episode of Hak5. I want to thank you for tuning in to the first episode of 2009.
Whoop, whoop.
We had a great time thanking Dave Randolph for coming on to the show. And in addition, we want to thank Wicked Poster for this amazing background.
Yes.
Don't know if you guys can see it, but if you can, great. He created, which one is this?
I don't know, but I think I'm Chakotay.
Okay, and I think I'm Janeway.
Oh, sucks to be you.
I know. I have boobies.
And is Shannon Balana?
Could be.
I really have no idea.
She makes a good Balana.
I'm not really sure what the starship in the center is.
I don't either.
Is that the Defiant?
That's the Defiant?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
See, I hated DS9. Hated.
I
with a
watched
passion.
like the first half.
Hated.
My
Hated
dad
it.
watched that like all the time when I was little
Mm-hmm.
in the living room. That's it.
Okay.
Well, thank you for that story, Shannon. I think I have heard one better, but it started and ended much quicker. So,
Want to let you guys know that Darren has gone ahead and ordered a metric shit ton of stickers.
all right.
The designs, which he will be featuring here after he gets done putting down his drink.
You mean this one?
That one. And a lovely evil server which fits perfectly on cell phones. Yes.
Yeah. I
And
can't do it.
it takes a little working if you're doing it on a BlackBerry, but
Well,
that's
you can
cool.
Get the X-Acto knife out. You can make it work.
Yeah.
I mean, like I did. Whatever,
Exactly.
whatever. Right.
But we want to let you guys know that we are coming out with a new stickers page.
Yeah.
And for everybody who has ordered a sticker before,
Right. In the last couple of days from this episode taping, or for the next couple of days as we go to CES, because we are not going to be here to fulfill anything.
right?
In that time period, just if you want to go ahead and do the regular sticker donation, go ahead, because you will be presented with some beautiful little pineapples, evil servers, maybe some
And it
fail
did-
bus tickets if they come in,
Oh,
whatnot. Well,
In addition to the regular Hak5 and Trust Your Technology stickers, we're going to be putting in the evil server and the Yasager sticker, or excuse me,
Yasager.
Yasager.
Sager. Ich weiß. Ich weiß nicht. Mein
Anyway.
Deutsch ist nicht so gut.
Darren has just alluded to the fact that we're going to be going to CES. We already told you guys about this. And
Yeah?
in addition, we're going to be doing live, or excuse me, not live. We're going to be doing daily episodes from CES.
Wie auch immer.
We're also
Hi.
going to be special hosting some segments for the live episodes of Techzilla.
Mein Brotwurst sehr gut.
And also, we're going to do a CES wrap-up show for that Wednesday after CES. Now, CES is actually starts the day before this comes out. So if you are in Vegas for CES, make sure you follow one of us on Twitter so that and let us know via like direct message so that we can go ahead and meet up with everybody who's going to be at CES and wants to go ahead and have a drink together.
Mein Freund Matt ist ein Hundin.
There better be subtitles under here so that I can kick his ass later.
Oh, there will.
Let's see. So yeah, watch Techzilla. They're going to be doing live episodes Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And also, they're going to be doing daily episodes. So Techzilla and Hak5, the featured Revision 3 shows going to CES. Want to let you guys know about that. And also, we will be shooting HD from CES and from that point on. So you guys have been asking when it's actually coming, and finally it is coming.
I hope.
Yes.
If we can settle on a file format with the powers that be,
Yes.
we think they will like it. If they don't, their fault, not ours. Oh, und ein möchte ein Flugzeug auf der Deutsch. Es ist ja toll.
So yeah,
So,
thanks for watching this week's episode of Hak5. I'm Matt Lestock.
I'm Darren Kitchen.
and I'm Shannon Morse.
Ik heiße Darren Kitchen.
And we are reminding you to
Trust in der Technolasten.
trust your technolust. Yeah, can we start the show now?
Yeah, let's start the show because I'm pretty drunk already.
Which, by the way, I have to kind of chime in. You know the horrible secret. You know the Techzilla set, how they used the all brick that you guys used back in the day.
Yeah.
We didn't notice.
That's entirely my fault. I was given a weekend to build the Techzilla set without a shop to build it in. So I said, well, bricks go up quick, and went down and bought some at Lowe's.
Now, Dave, you had watched the show before building the Techzilla set, right?
I had plans to make it look considerably different. Unfortunately, time just made it look.
I see how it is.
Hey, he learned from the best. No, somebody's a little sauced.
64-bit noob saw. No, don't write noob on my forehead.